Do you think those painted on pinstripes are a permanent part of your ride? Think again, because in this video, I'm going to show you a few tricks. Many people believe that painted on pinstripes, like the doors of Dale the truck or the pinstriping on my 79 Cordoba, or even these flames, are permanent and ruin the look of your ride. But what if I told you there's a way to bring it back to its flawless finish? So imagine the freedom of removing those stripes without damaging your paint. Today we're going to try 5 different products to see which one does the most effective job, and most of these you might already have in your house or your garage. Now, right from the very get-go of me purchasing this 1990 Chevy Suburban, these flames that have been hand painted have been a topic of discussion many a time. I like flames. I just don't currently like them on this ride. So one of the things that we've got to try and do is remove them without damaging the paint below and without leaving any permanent scars. So I've got 5 products that I've already got in my home or my garage that you may as well, that we're going to see which one does the most effective job. Let's take a look at those products. So Easy Off oven cleaner, I stole that from Inside. We got 2 different types of brake cleaner. We got some paint thinner and we've got some medium reducer. And the way that we're going to tackle this is we're going to start with the ones I think are going to work least effective. The 2 brake cleaners. We've got a chlorinated and a non-chlorinated brake cleaner, Worth and CarQuest. Then we're going to switch over to the paint thinner, then the paint reducer, and then lastly, we're going to try Easy Off. But I want to make sure it's not going to destroy the paint already there underneath the pinstripe. And worst case scenario, all that fails, we're going to take the buffing wheel to it. Again, we're looking for efficiency here. We're going to grab a clean rag and our 2 brake cleaners. So we are going to start with the Worth brake cleaner only because I know it's likely the softest or the least powerful. One thing we're not going to do with any of these products, at least at the beginning, is we are not going to spray directly onto the vehicle. We are going to spray onto the rag first and try a couple of spots. So we're just going to spray a little bit right here. And we're going to start with this little corner and see how effective it is. And basically all I'm doing is I'm giving it a little 15-20 second rub. And clearly that has done absolutely nothing. Now we are not going to use the same spot for every part that we clean, just because we don't want to contaminate the results. But if you take a look real close there in the very corner, you'll see that it started to wear some of that away. So now we're going to come here along the bottom of this flame right here. And we're using the CarQuest non-chlorinated brake cleaner. And we're going to choose a different spot on our rag. And do the same thing. Rub for about 20 seconds and see what happens. So once again, we can see where it has started to thin out a little bit, but no real effect on the pinstripe itself. Let's move to another spot and go get the paint thinner. So what I have here is just some generic paint thinner that I got at the local hardware store. Once again, we are going to choose a different spot on the rag and let that soak in and do a 20-second rub. Let's choose this spot right here. So one thing that it is doing is it is cleaning up the paint really good behind it, getting rid of a lot of dirt, but unfortunately, the paint thinner has really done nothing. So let's move on to the medium reducer. So what I've got here is I've got my LR12 from Limco. I get this at my local CarQuest store. So we're just going to be picking a spot right here. We'll do a 20-second rub and see what it looks like when we're all said and done. So once again, it didn't do a whole lot, but it did thin out that line right in through here a little bit. You can tell that it's kind of getting a little bit thinner than the rest of it on either side. So far, I think the Limco LR12 seems to be doing the better job. Now, let's move on to the Easy Off, pick another spot. Okay, so we've got the Easy Off, and this is the fume-free, but yours may not be. So I encourage you to use this in a well-ventilated area, or make sure you're wearing some mask or something. This is still a pretty potent smell regardless of what they say. And we are not going to spray it directly onto the vehicle. We're going to spray it on the rag just so we can kind of control it a little bit better. And then we'll do our rub down. And we're going to come back here into the thinner area because we think that if it's all doubled up back here, might be a little too much and ruin our test. So let's spray the rag down and we'll start rubbing right here. So as we can tell, this is the first product after rubbing for 20 seconds that actually rubbed through the pinstripe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and try a couple more spots with this, rubbing for a little bit longer, using a little bit more product, and just see how much better the Easy Off is compared to the other products. The other products were working a little bit, but we're looking for effectiveness, and well, we don't want to wear our shoulders out rubbing this stuff on here. So let me set up a time lapse. We'll see how this works. Okay, so after about 20 minutes of rubbing with the Easy Off, the oven cleaner, we managed to remove from here to here, and that's too much of a workout. So we did the last resort. And quite frankly, maybe we were supposed to leave the Easy Off on there longer than we did. We took our random orbit buffer and we managed to, in about 10 or 15 seconds, remove this little bit of pinstripe along here and a little bit coming up there. So I'm thinking at this point, the most effective way is to buff it off with some 3M rubbing compound. So let's get to work. So as you saw in that time lapse, the buffing wheel is the way to go. I know for a fact that on this portion of the Suburban, it has been clear coated at one point in time. I figured by 1990 they should have started clear coating these things, but most of this truck is not. So back here, if you've got clear coat, you probably can do this without too much worry about burning through, but if you're running on single stage paint, you might want to be careful. Let's take a look. So starting even right back here where I left a little bit of pinstripe, that buffed out really, really good and is quite reflective because we polished that clear coat. We got back as far as here, and that's when the buffing pad ejected itself from the buffing wheel. So we've still got a little bit left to do here, and we've got this whole driver's side left to do as well. And as far as time-wise goes and efficiency, in the same time it took me to do about 6 or 8 inches that I showed you with the Easy Off, I did this whole, 5.5 or 5 foot section. So clearly the buffing compound, and I'll leave a link down in the description box down below for the stuff that I used, as well as the machine, is the most effective way to remove that pinstripe if you've got clear coat and if you've got a little bit of experience running a buffing wheel. So if you're ready to transform your vehicle from this to this, and you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and share to your car community, and to follow along for more great tips on maintaining your ride and keeping it looking fresh, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and until the next one, stay focused on the windshield, not the rearview mirror. I love you guys. God bless. Let's do it again in the next video.